Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu Hour. This is episode 47, I think. Is that what you said?
He said 7 or 47?
47? 43. Episode 43. Cody said 7.
Start again.
Yeah. Reset.
Hey, the awesomeness of a not live show.
Yeah, that's okay. I'm leaving this in there just because it's funny. So this week is a big week in Jiu-Jitsu, big day. We're recording this on Sunday, the 22nd, right before the Eddie Bravo Invitational. We'll talk about that later. What have you guys been up to all week? Oh, and we have a new member, if you couldn't tell, Tommy Costa. Welcome aboard.
Thanks, guys. It's good to be back. Been here a few times before, but now,
You're here to stay.
Feels good.
I've been trying to heavily recruit Tom to come on the show. I've been campaigning for him to come on, and I'm glad he's on. I knew he'd make a great addition to the show.
Thanks for bringing me in, Mike.
It's someone I know that I've trained with, and I know his character, and someone that I think fits. He meshes well with us. So
yeah, definitely. You've seen him at competitions, hanging around us, and everything else. So you've seen him a lot more.
And I've trained with Tommy. I've seen him teach. I know what he's about, and I really like it. So
I'm just trying to keep up the daily demands of all the memes the internet demands of us.
Yeah,
we're just trying to help out, pull my own weight.
Hey, somebody's got to have a source to steal their memes from, right?
Yeah.
And we have become that source as of late. Why don't you dig into that, Cody, a little bit?
Yeah, go ahead.
I dug into it last week, but I didn't pay too much attention to it this week because I personally didn't find it quite as offensive. But who was it that took it this time?
Last time it was Jiu-Jitsu After Dark. This time it was BJJ Videos. Video Vault.
Yeah.
And they didn't claim it as their own. They just cut our watermark out, which is slightly
still
less
scummy.
Objectionable, but still, you could at least spread some love, give some credit. We're not going to take all your fans.
Yeah.
It's sort of like paraphrasing without citing your source.
Basically.
Not like he stole it, but
yeah. Well, a lot of these guys, I don't think they know how to use the share button, so they just download it to their phone and then they upload it to their own page.
Yeah, but if you're uploading it, you're still doing some editing if you're taking the watermark off.
That's right.
You're not just uploading again.
Upload it without part of it.
That's true.
Why didn't you take the top
memes, yeah.
and leave the bottom?
Yeah, I've seen our memes all over the place. They haven't shared it, but it still says, BJJ hour. So it's not like there's other people that just, okay, they don't know how to share, so they copy it, but they haven't done that whole thing out.
Yeah, they had to do some work to put that out there.
And just so people know that if you do that, we will call you out and we will bash you and we will send you to internet hell.
We will talk about you on our podcast.
Yeah, we have a special set of skills. We will use them.
So don't fuck up.
Oh, God. All right. So now that talking about fucking up, this Machado stuff, what's going on? This touch-free celebrity jiu-jitsu.
Touch-free?
It's like...
It's like those car washes now that don't have the things that spin.
Yeah.
Don't scratch the car. It's the new jiu-jitsu of car washing. It's the laser car washing.
You can just enter into the tunnel on one side, ease your way through it, and then what's at the end, a black belt?
Something.
Well, it's an interesting concept. I mean, I see it's teaching the art in a way that you don't do any live rolling, and you just kind of do drilling, and almost like a kata. Like it can definitely help spread the art, but it's like, are we doing it in the right way? I think that one thing that not to bash any other martial art, but especially like traditional martial arts, one thing that jiu-jitsu programs have over traditional martial arts is they have their integrity still. Whereas, we fight hand to hand and we go 100% or close to in competition and in training. And in other martial arts, you're doing we're getting graded, and there's 12-year-olds with black belts
with multiple stripes on their black belt.
Yeah, and
it's a fine line where how do you want to grow the sport and you want it to spread, but in what way?
I could see that as like his concept is like an introductory program.
Yeah.
Maybe you don't know that you want to do jiu-jitsu, or something about it turns you off. Maybe you're not into just, so say you're a celebrity and you don't want to walk around with a black eye because you're filming a TV show or something like that. So you don't want to just jump right into it. Okay, well, you do this for X number of months, and then you start the class. But I don't think it's the only thing that you should do from beginning until end. It shouldn't be your only jujitsu experience. Like if you like it, you should use that as a way to kind of, like a beginner program, and then jump into it.
All right, Cody, let me ask you a question. You're a doctor, right?
Some people call me that.
Okay, whatever. You're a doctor. Okay. I know doctors, lawyers, judges, high level judges, people that compete, roll at a high level. They don't have the same risk if their clients see them with the black and blue eye.
Oh yeah.
They don't. There's guys that make a lot of money that roll very hard, that have high position, high power jobs. So it's not.
There's probably people that have a lot more to lose, getting a black eye and not being allowed to go to work and having to pay bills than, a movie star that, may have to take a few weeks off of filming.
That's true.
To finish they can CGI a black eye out.
Yeah.
Or makeup. Sure. There's foundation. They can do it. Yeah.
I mean, they can. Now, actually, Machado said that he's been developing the system for 9 years, specifically for his Beverly Hills clientele. So this is something he's been working on.
I have a feeling that maybe these 9 years is actually the time he's been spending teaching kids, because I use I feel like the system might be similar to how I start my kids out in our kids program, where they're doing like a set of moves, like a sweep to a guard, pass to a submission, all with like a cooperating partner. And then they go and they take turns. It's like, it kind of seems like that's what the gist of it is. It's like, I don't know. It's like dressing like you drive a Harley, like you ride a Harley Davidson without having a motorcycle. It's like, you can't really do that. It's not cool.
I see people do it all the time.
You should not get a belt if you don't roll. That's it. If you don't roll, you don't get a belt. End your career as a white belt. That's fine.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with being a white belt forever, as long as they accept it. They definitely need to eventually incorporate that rolling if they want to advance their skills, because you can only get so good by doing things against a cooperating partner, like as good as Tommy's kids are.
Yeah, like we're known.
They roll too. They eventually start.
Yeah. So eventually, Tommy's kids will be at a higher level than these celebrities.
If a 6-year-old can roll, trust me, the celebrity can roll too. It's fine. Yeah, exactly. You'll be fine. You'll be okay. Okay. I'm looking at it as it's strictly money. It's strictly a money thing. You got to keep the client happy, so you got to keep giving him belts.
Yeah.
And that's called watering it down, plain and simple. You're watering down the art.
Well, the big thing for jiu-jitsu is like we're a trial by fire ranking system. Like you have to show that you can do it, whereas like everything else, karate, kung fu, all that stuff like that, you do a couple forms, maybe you do some light contact sparring to show that you can throw a kick, but that's all it is. You have to get out there and you have to show that you know how to do stuff. It's like Dan Swift said, he's not going to give someone a blue belt that can't escape a mount or anything, So you have to get close.
Did you guys watch the wrestling yesterday? The NCAA championships yesterday?
I did not, but I heard the results.
They interviewed one of the Baldwin brothers. He wrestled. I forgot what his name was. He was there. He goes every year. He wrestled. I guess he wrestled in college too, and he still wrestles on the side. They were interviewing him, and that's a high level actor, and he wrestles all the time. And his face looked fine yesterday. It didn't look.
Yeah.
He looked. I mean, all the Baldwin brothers look alike, but they were interviewing, and he says that he goes and wrestles all the time. He gets into it. He wrestled himself, and even it keeps him in shape. He says by wrestling. So that's a high level actor, and he had no problem.
Speaking of the NCAA's, Edinburgh got 3rd place. We've been up there a couple times. I think that's pretty cool that they did so well. And then Ohio State won it.
Yep, Buckeyes, baby.
Yeah, two local teams.
I think the only guy that cares about the Buckeyes.
We have some listeners that care about the Buckeyes.
Yeah, well, people who care about the Buckeyes tend to care like way too much, unfortunately.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. Sorry.
And they've never played a sport in their life.
It's not your fault specifically, Mike, but you're guilty.
No, I'm pretty bad. And I get excited about football, and I don't even know half the players. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's part of the cult phenomenon.
It is. So it's a weird Ohio thing. And now speaking of the Machados, to spin off from that, the other brother, we talked about recently came out with okaying a 7 straight black belt under one of his affiliations, which is also ridiculous. No child should have a black belt.
A 7-stripe or a 7-year-old black belt? Because
Either way.
either way,
Either one's not good. Either one's not good. How do you do the striping colors at your school, Tommy?
We do. I have for our children. It's 15. We have an attendance card. It's 15 classes, and I wish I had one with me actually, but it's 15 classes per stripe, or 15 days training. If they stay for like two back-to-back classes, they only get one, credit for one day. So it's 15 days of training per stripe. It goes white. We do white, gray, yellow, half yellow, half orange, then green, and then eventually, hopefully at that point with their age, they can graduate to the adult class. But it's 60 classes to get 4 stripes, and then they have to do another 15 classes after that to graduate to their next belt. So they're getting 75 classes per belt. So I feel like it's a pretty good. It works out pretty well with the time, but nobody's getting a black belt. That's for sure. I honestly think that once our kids get to the point where they're in the like orange belt range, which is like the 4th belt for us, they're as good as I was when I was a blue belt in jiu-jitsu.
That's pretty awesome.
And it's like pretty awesome to see. And it's not even just our kids, but I kind of see it when we go to tournaments and see all the other kids programs. Like these kids that are, they're only some 12, 10 years old, have the skill that I had when I was 20. So it's pretty cool to see.
But see, that's from knowledge and then knowing what that belt's gonna mean in actual live time and actual training. So that makes sense. So you're saying that orange belt would be equivalent to what you were at that time. So it makes sense.
Yeah, but and it's definitely, and I don't doubt that people hadn't, put the effort in, but the black belt is the black belt, and it's not something that somebody under the age of 18 can even get. So
yeah,
or at least that's what I always thought. So.
I thought it was like you had to be 16 to get even start into the adult belts, 16 or 18.
I thought it was, isn't it 18 on the
16 to get your blue belt.
Yeah.
In Carlos Machado's defense, I've been to his 2 of his seminars, and they were honestly one of them was the absolute best seminar I've ever been to. He covered just like the butterfly sweep, basic hook sweep from Butterfly Guard, and went over like 4 versions of it. And it didn't matter if in the room, there was white belts to black belts in the room, and like everybody got something out of that class that day. And it was like really cool to see, even like, black belts being like, oh yeah, cool.
Well, I even heard Regan's teaching is amazing. So we're not attacking their teaching. Definitely, we're not attaching that we're attacking what's happening now, and it almost seems very driven by business and money.
Yeah, and that's like one of the main reasons why I was so surprised, because some of these guys have even like been in the same room as, and it's crazy to see.
Now, I don't think the other brother, John Jocks, he hasn't really had any controversy. He's pretty much straight up the way he teaches. He's very
yeah, and I've been to a few of his seminars too. Clarion MMA hosts him sometimes.
Yeah, I went up to I went to his it was 2 years ago. He was up at Clarion. I went up there, and man, he teaches
really good stuff.
Really good stuff. It's amazing, and he hasn't had any controversy, so we'll leave that brother out of it.
Yeah, we'll leave him safe.
Hopefully, he stays out of it.
No, dude, John Jocks is sick. He's one of the godfathers of bringing jiu-jitsu over to America. He was one that he came with the Gracies over with the brothers when they were in California. So he's definitely even Regan. I mean, even Regan. All those guys are diehards. It's just that it seems like money may be pushing the latest trend that we're seeing.
When we kind of thought about touching on this topic before the episode, I thought about it, and I really tried, even to think of like a way to defend what happened with the kid getting the black belt and all that kind of stuff. And I really couldn't. Honestly, I couldn't think of one good reason. I couldn't play devil's advocate seriously at all. I couldn't think of one good reason why it should even happen.
That's your instincts of years of training are kicking in. There's not right. There's some things that you just know instinctively don't make sense, aren't right. There's some things that we know. If someone says they're a world-class grappler and you roll with them and you sweep them very easy and tap them, that they lied about something. This is a sport you can't lie. This is a sport that You have to prove yourself on the mat. Eventually, one day you will have. You can talk all you want online, but eventually, one day someone's gonna see you rolling somewhere.
Like at a UFC gym.
Yeah, yeah. Unless you just hide out.
We'll come to your open mat. We'll find you.
We really will.
The fakes will come out for sure.
We will live stream that shit.
Yeah, you can't. You can't hide. You can hide for so long. You can post witty stuff on Facebook. You can say this and that. You can say I'm gonna do this and that. But eventually, you gotta roll, and you cannot hide that. You cannot. And it's a small community. You just and you can't hide anything. You try to steal our mem, and we find you within a few minutes. And we'll attack you. It's just
If you're a black belt and you
we
can't
didn't even
beat
attack.
me,
We nicely asked them to take it down.
that's
Then-
true.
yeah, we were nice. We asked, but he decided to block us instead.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he did block us.
Yeah. So now fuck him.
Oh well.
The internet.
I
hell.
still like this podcast that I listen to.
And the thing is, I've shared. Remember that meme I shared about the blue and black dress,
Yeah,
and he's the one who made the Pitman
right. We didn't
But
steal his.
But now, did he really make that? I don't know.
everything that he's made now is questionable.
Yeah, everything's questionable.
Everything is up for grabs now.
And now it's he's not going to make it to the BJJ awards this year. It's not, which we're starting, by the way, our own award.
We're starting our own the BJJ awards.
We need to get a place in a.
Let's do it.
MTV awards. We'll do our own little thing.
Let's do it. Yeah, write that down. Nobody steal that idea.
Yeah.
Cody, is your wife cleaning?
No, she's watching the dog. I was supposed to watch it, but if you saw, I kept running away.
Yeah.
I saw you.
And I only need her to watch it for the length of the show, and I think she's mad. So
Oh wow.
she said, "No, I'm not." No, we have this new dog. We're fostering this stray dog, and it's not very well behaved because it's like 10 weeks old, and if its owners don't get discovered soon, then I guess it's now our dog.
Yeah.
So
That's nice of you. You're like the Jiu-Jitsu whisperer.
yeah. Well, you ever watch that Dog Whisperer show with Cesar Millan?
Yes, I love it.
Yeah.
Well, they took it off the air because he got.
Aaron's been watching episodes of that on the computer like every day, trying to learn how. Because we have a dog, and it's not like super friendly to other dogs. So she's been trying to learn how to own two dogs and make them not fight all the time.
Well, here's a depressing fact you can tell Aaron. They stopped the show because his wife left him and he tried to kill himself.
Oh,
Yeah.
Wow.
Enjoy the show, Aaron.
yeah.
But I read it. That's I think his wife left him and he got really depressed and he tried to kill himself. And I mean that sucks because I like the show. I mean he seemed like a pretty cool guy.
He seems like he does a good job.
Yeah.
Certainly way better with
He
dogs
gets
than
bit
I
a
am.
lot. He gets bit a lot though, and I'm not cool with that.
Well, I think some people. I think he also show got canceled because animal rights activists started disapproving of him. Like he would sometimes like not hit dogs, but he would kind of like he would like smack.
that shit
a
like
little
that
thing.
fight man.
Yeah, and I think that he would like sometimes get a little more aggressive with that, and I don't think that some people liked it, but
What if you start coaching like that? What if you start into a white belt?
yeah,
Like
They're doing a move wrong. You just pinch their bag.
give him like a little claw.
Cody, if you don't want to keep that puppy, I think my roommate might want to take him.
It's
Yeah,
adorable. Like,
it is
I
adorable.
don't know how its owners haven't come forward because this thing is super cute.
Jeez.
That's
It's
awesome.
fluffy.
It's
That is the BJJ Hour mascot.
Yeah.
I think so.
Now
Like that.
it is.
Awesome. That was sweet.
Tommy, where are you? Are you in a basement?
I'm in my basement. Yeah.
It's all red. It's like what?
That's awesome.
Yeah, the wall. We have the wall painted red back here, but it's like the best place for me to get away from my dogs because if anybody goes past the front of our house or they just start barking, and
What
So
kind
you
of dog
need, you need to watch more Caesar.
I have a boxer and I have a border terrier, which is kind of like a brindle Jack Russell.
That's cool.
Nice.
Yeah, they're good. They get along, but they're crazy.
Welcome to the Brazilian Dog Hour.
Yeah.
All right. I am your host, Stefanis Kokis. Okay, so we went through. There's the other one.
Couldn't. Caesar told me I have to, be equal, treat them equal.
You
So
do.
they both
Are
get scared.
are you the alpha male of the house, or are they taking over?
No, Aaron's the alpha for sure.
Cody's low man on the totem.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're both ahead of me. I'm here. Then the two dogs. Oh, this dog's had enough. Doesn't
Yeah.
want to be famous.
You want to be famous.
So it goes Aaron Dogs, me, and I'm okay with that.
That's how it usually goes.
Wait till you have kids. You'll be at the bottom.
Yeah.
If you have kids, you'll be at the bottom.
So since we went through Machado stuff, we went through the meme stuff. Tonight's dog stuff. Tonight's the Eddie Bravo Invitational. What do you guys think for the predictions for that?
Actually, the Marcelo Mafra competed in a super fight about 30 hours ago, and he's competing today. Yeah, he won by a foot. He flew to Vegas, did a super fight there, won with a footlock in the gi against a really good black belt, and he's competing tonight. That is badass.
That's awesome.
I think he's gonna run his side of the bracket, and then on the other side, you have Enrico Coco, Cummings. I think those two will win their first match, and then they'll have their rematch from ADCC. And I think one of those two will meet Gary Tonin on that side. I think it's going to be Gary Tonin and Enrico Coco, one of those three versus Mafra on the other side. That's my predictions. And he was on the rolled up episode, and he talked that he had no problem going against Tonin, even though they said they have no problem competing against each other because Tonin was the one that put him in it.
So I'm excited to see. I'm excited to see Tonin and Cummings go against each other if it happens. And I think that Eddie's going to get past Enrico Coco. We saw that match live at the ADCC trials, and it was good. And really, I think a lot of people thought that Eddie could have won that match based on his performance that day. I don't think he's going to have a problem doing it again. He's been on a killer tear.
Yeah.
Now. That's pretty interesting about Mafra. I didn't know that, and I still think that he's going to make it to the finals on his side, but Josh Hinger from Atos is going to give him a good fight in the semifinals on the right side of the bracket, and all the checkmate guys have really good footlocks. Some of my dogs are fighting in the background. I don't know if you guys can pick that up. Or not. Okay, good, because I don't know how to make them stop wrestling with each other. They're doing jiu-jitsu right now. One of them's playing guard, and the other one's trying to pass. So, all the checkmate guys have killer footlocks, but Hinger won a couple matches at the No-Gi Worlds with some footlocks. So I guess it really just depends on how fresh Mafra is. If he's a little jet lagged from his travels, maybe Hinger's got the edge. But I think Tonin's going to make it on the left side. I think he'll beat Eddie, and then I'm going to go with Mafra on the right side.
And Mafra beat Gary last year at Grappler's Quest in Vegas at the UFC Expo too. So a little factoid I thought I'd throw in there.
It's a good fact because I was not aware of it.
Yeah. I watch way too much jiu-jitsu. Sorry.
Yeah.
One on the right side of the bracket, one of the dark horse, I think. And the only reason I'm saying this is, Nathan Orchard. I don't know much about him, but there's on several, I think maybe 2 or 3 occasions where I've been watching tournaments or videos, just randomly clicking around the internet, and I'm like, who's that guy? And I end up looking up what match I was watching, and it was Nathan Orchard. So, and I think that I don't know much about how many tournaments he's won or anything, but that name sticks out to me, and I remember being impressed with him before.
He was at West Virginia, Tommy.
He was, yeah.
Was he?
Yep.
Yeah, he's one of the 10th Planet guys that was at the ADCC trials.
Okay, look out for him. I still like Mafra on the right side, and then Enrico Coco's one of my favorite grapplers right now, so I'm gonna have to pull for him.
And another thing, Enrico can use his speed if it goes into that late overtime, where you have to escape a certain position.
Yeah.
Where it's if you have the back for 20 seconds and then Eddie Bravo starts doing the countdown, he might be able to do something there too, because Enrico has good grappling speed. He has
his legs are elastic too.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Those matches down in West Virginia at the Abu Dhabis that we watched were, I don't know how he survived, man. I don't even know how he walked away from that, but
I remember that match. That was
insane.
I don't know how many people walked away with their legs that day. I mean,
yeah.
Oh, and also Eddie Martinez that was at West Virginia. He's competing, and he actually was in the finals of the last CBI. And and Tonin got him with a leg lock, with a heel hook the last CBI. And he was posting today that everyone's underestimating me, and he's going to prove everyone wrong today. So I'm pumped up to watch this.
Should be an exciting night of jiu-jitsu, no-gi jiu-jitsu.
Let me split my screen and see if they started broadcasting it yet.
I think it said 7 p.m. California time, or 4 p.m. California time.
Yeah.
That means 7 o'clock unless they're doing like pregame stuff, you know.
Yeah, it doesn't say anything yet. So.
I guess when most people hear this, the event may have already happened, but we'll get to see how accurate we were with our predictions.
Yeah. I don't like that they put Gary and Eddie on the same side. They'll fight it out, but I still don't like that.
Well, here he actually Cummings asked for that. He said on Rolled Up, he said he asked for it because that was the only way, because the brackets were already made, and then Tonin got him into it, and he said, you know what, put me on the other side because I want a chance at getting revenge on Coco.
And you know what? I like not having two teammates in the finals. Like there are two 10th Planet guys on the right side, and then Eddie and Gary are on the left side. I think having two teammates in the finals will take away a little bit from the final matchup. So
yeah, I agree.
Having them fight it out in the earlier rounds is better. I think more tournaments should do that, so we don't see as many closeouts like in some of these major IBJJF tournaments. Like how many closeouts were there at the Worlds last year? There were a lot. There weren't as many this past weekend at the Pans. I think there was only one, maybe. I can't really remember, but
yeah, it was Danis. Oh, in the brown belt, Danis and what's his name closed it out, and then the Meow brothers they take turns closing it out. They always.
What about Keenan? Did he close out with Guido Campos, or was it somebody else?
No, it was somebody else. I forgot.
Okay.
Well, I mean,
so maybe it was just the Meow brothers.
We gotta get into the Pans too. We gotta speak about that too.
Well, like that stuff, you don't get paid for winning that. This is $10,000 on the line. I mean, best believe if I'm going against any of you guys in the finals, I'm gonna go my damnedest to get that 10 G's. You know.
That's not very nice.
I'm sorry, but
Terry, say that to my face.
I'm sorry, but there's that's like a whole college loan there. So
I mean, we could split it. Jeez,
he's going hard, Mike.
Like,
jeez,
he's going hard.
Yeah, like. That's money. I don't care if it's a stupid medal and I pay like $200 for it, but going for the takedown.
Look at that.
It's the finals right there.
Yeah.
He's like the Michael Vick of Jiu-Jitsu. Look at that.
Oh my God. Anyways, Pans. Cody went 100%.
I did. And you know what? Hold on one sec. Hold on one sec. Okay, I'm good. The Choke Boys company that's out of Marcelo Garcia's academy, they had a contest to pick the most winners of the Pan Ams, and I did not win it. Even though I picked every winner right, I did not win their contest because I accidentally picked Vitor Oliverio instead of Leandro Lowe in the middleweight division, and I knew the Meow brothers were going to close it out, but I had to pick the right Meow brother, and it was really just a toss-up for me because, who knew which one was going to get the nod that day. So I lost a free T-shirt from the Choke Boys company. I'm kind of bummed about that. But on our website, I picked every adult male category right, which is kind of cool.
That is cool.
So I guess I watched too much jiu-jitsu for a week to figure out who was going to win.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. Speaking of the Pans, did you guys watch the Tim Spriggs versus Keenan match?
No, I haven't. But
well, you should have tuned into the BJJ hour. I was updating it every 30 seconds. I tried to update every single match that was playing, every big match that was playing that day. I tried to, and it's very hard to update and watch a match. So I was watch from the computer. I was updating on my phone. So it's and I was also posting pictures of the match live as it was happening because some were super boring.
That's a match that I'd been interested in seeing for a while because, and I knew it was going to happen eventually. Like I thought it would be cool at like Metamoris or one of these pay-per-view events, but I guess we got lucky enough for it to happen in one of the actual brackets. It's a pretty cool matchup.
It's cool because there's a lot of background history too.
Right. Yeah.
There's a lot of Creonchi background to it. There's a lot of backstabbing background to it. There's a lot of you left my gym background. How would you go get this background? And Spriggs is a beast.
He is.
The match before that, he threw the guy and almost knocked him out. It was insane. It was Spriggs was going like 100 miles per hour. But Keenan was using the worm guard and the lapel guard so well. He used it through the whole thing. It's once he gets the worm guard in and the lapel guard, it doesn't matter where you go with him. It doesn't matter. I don't care what kind of passion you have. If he wraps that foot around his lapel, doesn't matter where you go, you're stuck. You're stuck. And he's got it down. He's got it down pat from there where to go next. It's insane.
So did Spriggs beat Moffra then in the heavyweight division? Because I saw his match with Lucas Lucas Rocha, however you say that. Roja. Yeah, I don't. Yeah. You're around more Brazilians than me. So, I mean, did he beat?
I don't remember. I don't remember. But there was also another controversy match. There was Bruno versus Caio, and there was a problem with the restarts.
Yeah.
I guess they went out of bounds and they restarted them in a really bad position, and right away Bruno passed and went right to the bow and arrow. It was a really shitty restart. If you watch the video, where the ref had them and then where they restarted at was two different positions totally.
I'm surprised Caio didn't stop. Like really, like he didn't even say anything. But Bruno got that leg drag right off the bat just because of the way the restart was. I saw it, and it's very, very obvious that they switched positions. And I don't know that either guy meant to. It's just how it happened.
It just happened. It just yeah, you figure he might have contested that more, but I guess
right.
I mean, he's got like 7 championships, so he's not really
a lot.
Not really too worried about. It'd be nice to have an 8th, but
it's really the rest jobs to make sure that things go down the right way. I mean, you know, if you leave it up to the fighters, everybody's going to take as much as they can get. So,
exactly,
it's really the rest job.
And I think the biggest was in the absolute was Lowe getting tapped out. I don't think that not only him losing, let alone getting tapped out, is something that is so rare. Yeah, it's an absolute. You know, Farah was a lot bigger than him, but it's something you don't see that. You know, it's him losing and tapping out. You know,
I didn't anticipate him getting submitted at all. I thought Faria was going to win. He was my pick to win, but I didn't think that Lowe was going to get submitted. I
thought Faria would have went on a point because of the size, but to get submitted, it was just.
It was bad. I mean, it was like. I mean, did you ever see how Faria dominated Braulio Estima?
Mm-hmm.
See that? It was like 20-something to 2 or something like that. That's how I anticipated the match going. I really didn't think that Lowe was going to get tapped.
Yeah. And he tapped it with his own lapel.
Yeah.
Brought his lapel around and tapped him. It was pretty badass.
It was tricky.
Yeah, and a lot of people were trying that the next day in gyms. Everybody was trying. Usually when something cool happens in a jiu-jitsu tournament and it gets posted a lot, everyone's trying it the next day. So that is you'll know right away the next day everyone's trying. If there's a certain move everyone's trying the next day, that means it was posted Sunday.
Did you see that knee bar that he hit with like in between the legs that Fabio Gurgel does a lot? That like from inside the half guard,
I remember.
Like pressures in with his hips.
I know he hits a lot of knee bars. I don't remember that one that day though, but I remember he hits a lot of knee bars. He does a lot of knee bars actually. He hits a lot of knee bars. What other good matches? There were a lot of good matches that day.
There were a ton of good matches, and there were a ton of Americans that won, which is really cool because I think if that continues, we're going to have a lot more American champions.
There was a record. There was a record that day. JT Torres and
Gianni Grippo.
No. JT Torres and the guy from Ohio State wrestler. Agazarm. First Americans to close out a black belt.
Really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, it was the first time 2 Americans closed out a black belt division in the pants. Isn't that crazy?
That's cool.
And it's probably you're probably gonna start seeing a lot more of that. It's starting to even up.
It only took 20 years. It was that was the 20th Pan Am Championship. So.
Well, that's what happens when you bring more American refs in.
Yeah.
No, I'm kidding. But no, there were some good matches. Actually, speaking of refs controlling fights, I don't watch too much MMA, but I saw a clip from the UFC yesterday, and I guess the refs stopped the fight early from a guillotine. Did you guys see that?
I never watch any MMA.
But which fight was it? Because I watched all of them, but
there was one that was stopped. I don't know if it was in the prelims. There was it's called the worst stoppage of all time in the UFC. And the guy has the the white belt guillotine. where they get you in the guillotine, but you jump to the side and you wait for them to let go.
Yeah.
The ref stopped it. He thought he wasn't breathing.
It was let me see if I can find it.
See if you can find it. It's really bad. Like the guy doesn't look like he's. I don't see where it looks like he's out or anything. And the guy just looks up.
It was by referee Eduardo Herdy.
That might be it.
And let's see. Referee makes epic blunder at Leandro Silva versus Drew Dober.
That's it. It's you have to watch it because it's that white belt. You know that one where they put you in that guillotine, you jump to, they just hold your head and they finally let go. It's that one. It's and it just
they bury your chin in your chest. Try to
and you just and the ref stopped it. He thought he wasn't breathing. It's crazy. It's speaking of refs blundering, I just thought I'd throw that out there. But if you have time, check it out. It's
on Bloody Elbow. You can go find it there.
Yeah, it's really check it out after this. It's pretty weird. But anyway.
All right, are we I think that's all we got for this week.
I got one thing for you guys.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we're gonna I wanted to pose a question to you guys. Big thing, one thing that every jiu-jitsu player has in common is their YouTube game. So I kind of wanted to go around table real quick, and we can all kind of talk about how we approach our YouTube game. How does a technique go from the screen to the mat? And then we maybe thought we could pose this question on our Facebook page, and you guys get in the comments and let's talk about how we use YouTube to get better at jiu-jitsu. I'm actually kind of excited to see what everybody says. So let's start off. You got Mike. Why don't you go first? How do you tell us about your YouTube game? How does the technique get from the screen to the mat?
Well, what I'll do is if I watch a move, a lot of people, a new move comes out. We're just talking, and they'll come and they'll talk about it that day at the gym. I don't say a word about it. I try to implement it when I'm live rolling to see if it's even anywhere near. And then after I do it, I tell the guy, "Hey, did you see that video today? That's what I was trying." And just to see if I was even close. And then I'll talk about this is what I was trying to do, and then I try to implement it. But usually I'll watch it a couple times online, and then I'll try it live, and then I'll go back and seriously watch it and say, okay, I put my hand here, I put my arm there wrong. I put, it's I try to soak it in and then go to the gym and try it during live rolling and not say anything and see if it's anywhere even near, and usually 80% of the time it's not anywhere near when I do it. It's pretty. They're like, what were you trying to do? Why did you do that? That was horrible. I'm like, I saw it on YouTube. And
well, let me bounce this off you because this kind of a big part of at least how I use YouTube is sometimes you need to try a move on somebody. And do you have I mean you don't have to name any names if you don't want to, but do you have any go-to guys that you're like, hey man, that you trust, you're like, hey man, let me use you real quick. Let me see your arm real fast. Let me see if this move works.
Yeah, I'll say his name. His name's Rob Sullivan.
That's no surprise.
Guys, now you guys
like,
know.
Even James, my instructor, he's always down to he says, hey, did you see that? Let's try this. So there's a lot of guys at the gym I experiment with. Those are two names I have no problem calling out.
Rob Sullivan had a match that was well over an hour.
I heard.
That guy won
right after
the Nogi Worlds in 2009 at Purple Belt.
Oh shit.
Yeah, he was really good, and it was a very, very long match. I mean, it might have been every bit of an hour and 15 minutes. I had started filming it, and my camera battery wasn't fully charged, and it died before the match ended.
Wow, that sucks.
So he's a good person to test it on.
Yeah, he is. He's pissed at me. We were supposed to roll today, and I wasn't able to. I wasn't around. He's been texting me all day, cussing me out because we were supposed to go to his house and roll today, and he's super pissed at me. So
I try it live first too. I think that the correct way the correct procedure would be to drill it first and then try it live, but I always skip that and I try it live first, and when it doesn't work, then I'll drill it. But I always
because you're like, that move doesn't work. And it's just
I always want to try it. I always want to try it live first, and that way, maybe it is so that people don't know what it is that I'm going to try. But I try it live first, and then I'll drill it a little bit. I teach a couple beginners classes, so there's an abundance of white belts around to try it on. There's always somebody to try something on.
Oh, there always is.
For me, I usually end up pulling something up on my phone and then grabbing I usually end up grabbing my wife when she's here, and I just have her come down, and I use her, and I at least go through it a few times. And then I'll try it live, and if it's something that I like that I want to eventually teach, I'll try to keep using it. I usually try not to like teach something that I pull off of YouTube. I don't really think that's like the best way to show people jujitsu, but I try to like make it my own, and then eventually, if somebody asks about it, or if I feel like it's worth showing other people, I'll show it. But I do tend to like kind of hold on to stuff when I learn something new. I definitely try to hold on to it and get a little bit of mileage out of it before I let the cat out of the bag and show everyone what it is and how they can shut it down. So
that makes sense. That makes sense. I mean, my wife personally won't let me practice anything on her. I've tried. She's
I'm not even close. No.
She goes, stay away from me with your karate stuff. So you have an awesome wife.
Yeah, she trains sometimes, but I mean, it's all out there anyway on YouTube. There's tons of moves out there. Whether they're legit or they're any good or the people are any good at teaching them. But there's really no secrets anymore. And so we're interested to hear what you guys think about Professor YouTube.
Yeah, I just tell my roommate, get on the floor. I'm gonna try something.
Yeah.
And he's like, okay.
The poor roommates.
Yeah.
Well, EBI just posted. Well, the screen just changed. It says, "Please wait for broadcast to begin." That's all that's happening there. So nothing. Maybe. Do you guys want me to post updates on the?
You can post updates. I have to go pick people up because I have a lot of people that don't do jiu-jitsu that actually want to come and watch. So.
Good deal.
All right, I'll post updates. I'll try to keep up what's happening in the matches.
All right, go ahead.
Get your friends on some of that. The no touch jiu-jitsu. See if they like it, and we can work them in on some rounds.
Yeah,
definitely. I'd love to do a couple hardcore rounds of not touching. I mean, come on, how are you not gonna touch someone?
That doesn't even sound fun.
Just the tip.
Yeah,
God.
just the tip is not gonna work in jiu-jitsu. You can't just the tip jiu-jitsu. You gotta get in there, baby. You gotta
full thing.
Full effect. You gotta feel that thing. You can't just
the entire fist.
Yeah, and there's no way I don't know. Especially Ashton Kutcher used to wrestle, so I can't see him doing a class and at the end of rolling, he's like, "Let's just do this, but don't touch me." I don't.
Yeah.
He's like, "Dude, where's my jiu-jitsu?" There's no way. He's not. There's no way. So.
We'll see.
I don't know. I just can't see it. You have to roll. You have to roll. You have to. There's no way around it. There's no magic to it. You have to roll. That's my stance on it.
We're gonna close this week with you can't just the tip with jiu-jitsu.
Yeah, I like that. We should name this episode "Just the Tip." Come on.
Sounds good to me.
All right.
I like it.
All right, guys. Well, this has been another week of the Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu Hour. We're gonna have some more articles going up pretty soon. As always, look for our memes. Visit our website www.thebjjhour.com. Subscribe to our new YouTube. I'll put the link up in a little box somewhere on this screen if you're watching on YouTube. It's gonna have all of our match videos, and we'll keep posting the podcast on this YouTube channel. You can friend all of us on Facebook. We don't care. Like our Facebook page, if you probably already do if you see this, and I'll start updating the audio stuff pretty soon. I'm way behind on that, but I'll get to it when I get some time. So yeah, look out for that. Subscribe on iTunes. You'll find us, the BJJ Hour, and I think that's it for this week. Anything else, guys?
That's all.
We'll see you guys next week.
All right, everybody, enjoy the pay-per-view. Have a good week. Later.